welcome back to our podcast. In this episode, we're diving into Virginia Woolf's thought-provoking short story, A Society, a satirical exploration of gender, identity, and the relentless questioning of societal norms. This story offers layers of meaning that remain relevant even today, so we hope you enjoy. Virginia Woolf's A Society begins with a group of women sitting together, reflecting on the world created by men. Their discussion turns critical when Paul, one of the group, declares that most of the books she's read, written by men, are, and I quote, unutterably bad. Here, Woolf offers biting humor and a sharp critique of male-dominated literary and intellectual traditions. The story takes a dramatic turn when the women vow not to bear children until they've investigated whether men's contributions to society are truly worthwhile. This vow sets the stage for an exploration of gender and identity, two of the story's central themes. Woolf uses the women's investigations to highlight the absurdity of societal roles assigned to men and women. Castalia, for instance, infiltrates Oxbridge disguised as a charwoman, only to find professors absorbed in trivial debates, like one's academic's exhaustive defense of the ancient poet Sappho's chastity. This scene underscores the contrast between the lofty ideals society ascribes to men's intellectual pursuits and the often laughable reality of their work. What could they know about chastity? Castalia muses, drawing a parallel between the professors and her aunt's bristly cactuses. Well-maintained, but lifeless. Woolf's critique here is clear. The institutions and systems revered by society often stifle true creativity and humanity, particularly for women excluded from them. The women's collective vow also brings into focus the theme of identity and the self. Castalia's eventual decision to break the vow by having a child is a deeply personal act, but it's also a symbolic one. Castalia doesn't see her pregnancy as a failure. Instead, she embraces the complexity of her choice. She embodies the struggle of reconciling societal roles with individual identity. Woolf captures this tension in Castalia's exclamation, "Chastity, chastity, where's my chastity?" The scene humorously but poignantly questions societal expectations of women's purity, autonomy, and purpose. Woolf extends her exploration of identity to humanity as a whole. The women's investigations reveal a world where men define themselves through power, titles, and intellectual achievements, often at the expense of authenticity and connection. Woolf writes, "He becomes a barrister, a civil servant, a general, an author, a professor. He cannot come into a room without making us feel uncomfortable." Here, she critiques the pressures of patriarchal systems that dehumanize men as much as they confine women. The story's ending leaves us with a powerful image. Years after their vow, the women, older and perhaps wiser, reflect on their mission. Castalia's daughter, Anne, plays quietly with her doll, symbolizing the next generation. In a poignant act, the women choose Anne as the president of their society's future. This decision resonates with Woolf's belief in the importance of questioning and progress. By entrusting a child with a society's mantle, the women signal hope for a future unburdened by the failures of their present. Woolf's choice to end with a child as president raises profound questions. What does it mean to question everything, only to place the future in the hands of someone who has yet to ask questions of her own? Perhaps this is Woolf's way of suggesting that progress lies not in definitive answers, but in the act of inquiry itself. By giving Anne the responsibility of leading, the women pass on the legacy of curiosity and critical thinking, a legacy Woolf championed in her writing. Looking back on this story over a century after it was written, we see how Woolf's sharp critique of gender norms and societal structures still resonates. Her examination of identity, both personal and collective, invites us to consider our own roles in perpetuating or challenging these norms. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into Virginia Woolf's A Society. Its themes of gender, identity, and the pursuit of progress remind us that questioning the world around us is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a revolutionary act. Thank you for listening, and until next time.